Here's my first attempt to get these wireless transceivers to talk to each other. And I've got my Arduino development board here all hooked up to one of them. And I made just a little, like a breakout type of board for it. Since the way that the pins were set up, I couldn't plug it into a breadboard. So I got the idea that maybe this would be easier, but I don't know if this is or not. But like I like labeled the pins, which correspond to the plugs here. So got that set up, and then I got a program here that will send a packet over to this guy, which is the same setup. We've got one of these transceivers here, and then I've got this AT-Tiny development board. It acts just like Arduino. It's just a real small one. It just has 8 pins on it. So I'm learning how to use them, and just made my own little board to help learn how to do that. And so when I turn it on, if it gets the packet, it'll flash this light, and I'm sending the number of times to flash this light over in the packet. So I will turn the power on for that. And again, this guy right here needs to be run at 3.3 volts. You can't run it at 5 volts. So I've got a little power supply here that I put together where I can adjust the voltage that this battery pack puts out. So running everything at 3.3, and when I hit the button here, so it flashes green, and then it'll blink, so that's 3 times. So the next time it'll just blink 1 time, and then I'll do it again, it'll blink 2 times. So that just shows that it's reading the data that I sent over. So that's working very well, and I've got a 1,400 square condo, and I walked around and tried this out in all the different locations in my place. It's just single story, and it worked really well. Over on the computer here, whenever I click the button to send, this transceiver has got a counter on how many times it tried to send something if you set it up to do an acknowledgement, which is what I'm doing, and it actually shows, if it had trouble or not. So here's where I had one of them turned off, and so it tried as many times as it could. It couldn't do it, and so then it blinked the error LED. But all the other times it worked okay. This last time it actually had to retry 1 time. So it's kind of cool. And I'm also showing 2 of the registers here just to help me when I was trying to get this thing to work. This is my first time actually going through a data sheet and trying to really understand all the different registers, and I've got a library here that I'm using, but I actually wrote my own thing first of all and got it to work, and then I just started using this library that is real popular. It's MIRF library, because it was way better than what I wrote. But yeah, this is working really good, and I've got a few different bit rates and transmit powers that I'm going to be able to switch between here when I go over to my buddy's house and test it out and see if any of these help. Supposedly, if you turn the transmit power up as high as it can go, and then you lower the bit rate as low as it'll go, which is 250 kilobits a second for this transceiver, it'll have a little bit better success getting your packets through. And we do have a lot of obstacles in my buddy's place. He's got a washer and a dryer, and this is all going over to a water pump, which is right by a great big water heater. So hoping this little guy will work, but if not, I'll get something else and we'll try something new. But so far so good, getting wireless transmission now.